Hey ratbags, it's Jade. Today taking a look at the ENSHROUDED roadmap. It's finally been published and we get a glimpse at what's to come for the game. Really enjoyed the game when it came out. I did a few guides and I've been hyping it up for a long time. But when it did release, it was in the middle of Power World and a bunch of other games, so maybe didn't devote as much time as I wanted. But I am really looking forward to getting back into it, especially with all the new content that's on the way. Now recently I did dive into the debacle that was the Builders competition. For sure a bit of a negative. But it doesn't mean I'm hating on the game. I think ENSHROUDED is pretty good, and I think King Games have made a pretty decent game. Just need to work on their marketing side of things. So with this roadmap, let's dive straight in and see what's expected. I didn't want to reveal too much, I don't want to reveal too little, but this is what we can expect to see over the coming months, or the coming updates at least. So, Hollow Halls dungeons, location improvements, multiple NPC instances, more trees to grow, replayable world quests, Townfolk's NPCs, Townfolk's pets, mountain biomes, multiplayer pings, Steam Deck support, improved loot UI, reassignable glider shortcuts, round doors and windows, better quest sorting, vanity system, animal farming, portals to other servers, named tombstones, performance improvements, workshop craft from magic chests, sitting on furniture, potted plants, server gameplay settings, editable signs, enemy patrols, nameable bases, new enemies and bosses, smoother high FPS gameplay, better stack splitting, improved post-processing, new building materials, server use rights, musical instruments, weather system, nameable map locations, fixes and polishing. And on top of that, they have got some other stuff that they reckon is going to come later in the year. Sharing and visiting of bases, instance dungeons, create and share gameplay experiences, more biomes, world events and water. So there's a few really exciting stuff here, and if they can pull it off, it sounds actually almost too good to be true. I'm curious about the portals to other servers, how that's going to work. How is that any different from what they're planning later with the sharing and visiting of bases? I guess one of them is like a blueprint system or a way that you'd be able to import bases to other people's worlds. And the other one is literally like Nightingale right now, that you could potentially join other people's, I guess, realms. But the idea they're doing this not just like Terraria where you can change character, but actually teleport through a portal. That's pretty cool. Being able to go from your single player game maybe and join another player's world. But yeah, more details needed to really flesh out what that is. For sure, having quests regenerate, a big issue with ENSHROUDED is that once you've done it, you are done. There is like zero replayability with the game at the moment unless you're into building only. Now you might think, well, lots of games are like that, but procedural generation in lots of games like Valheim really keep it fresh. Or other games have deeper systems where they rely on things like capturing creatures like Ark or Conan Exiles, or there's a lot of versatility in crafting. ENSHROUDED doesn't really have that at the moment. If you're not into building, once you've kind of got through the base game, there isn't much left to do. So if they can regenerate quests and that means we can get more loot or get better gear, that sounds pretty awesome. More townsfolk NPCs, it'd be cool to see them running around. Does that mean we're going to just be having new NPCs with new recipes, or do they mean actually fleshing it out and having NPCs running around that we won't be able to recruit, but they will be there as background to some of these deserted towns? And having pets and stuff, well of course people are going to want pets for themselves. So hopefully that will be animal husbandry and we'll be able to raise our farm of piggies. It's always good to see things like dungeons and new biomes. The mountain biome could be interesting, make it more challenging to get to the top of a large mountain range, and then inside it could be a complete new area with lots of peaks and valleys. That would be pretty cool to make more use of the grapple. Steam Deck support sounds good, and if they're doing that, that means that's one step closer to maybe getting console launches, as optimizing the game for Steam Deck is a great process for getting it ready for other platforms. Making a hobbit hole out of bound doors, yep, good stuff. Vanity system, absolutely. Transmogrification, absolutely being able to wear the right kind of gear on top of the gear that you've got, which has got the stats on. As you said, animal farming did go along with the townfolk pets, that's pretty cool. And being able to adjust more with server settings on gameplay, so making it either harder or easier, being able to get more resources even more, that sounds pretty cool too. Enemy patrol sounds good. Maybe give slight reason to have a base that isn't just pretty, but maybe a bit more functional. I think they've ruled out in the past base raiding, but if there's enemy patrols that move around a little bit closer to your base, that could spice things up a bit. Obviously new enemies and bosses, we expected that anyway. It's quite short really in terms of the bosses that you face. building material for the builders out there. People are going to love it. The weather system sounds pretty cool. That was something I wasn't expecting to be added. So I'm intrigued to see how that will play out. Is it going to offer any debuffs? Is it going to add some more survival mechanics to the game, having to be prepared for cold or rain? And all in all, really good stuff. Instance dungeons in the future, that could add that replayability that I'm talking about. Having something generate and just have unavailable that will have slight differences can go a long way to having a game be something that you want to just return to over and over again. And the world events especially, that could be cool. Again, once you've gone through the Blight a few times, you know where everything is. Some way to mix or add a bit of danger, but also give us a reward. That is definitely interesting. And water, yes, there's going to be water blocks added to the game. So what do you think about that? Let me know in the comment section down below. What are you most hyped for with this roadmap? Like I said, as soon as one of these updates hits, I'll be returning in a bigger way. Did really enjoy the game, there was just so many other games around, I couldn't devote as much time to it. And so next time, I'll see you ratbags, laters.